Hello, I'm reviewing the new and exciting beer from Duvel. It's their Duvel Single, which is just a lower alcohol, single fermented version of their classic Golden Ale. This one is only 6.8% alcohol, and the regular Duvel is 8.5%. And on their website, they make it kind of seem like they use the exact same base beer to make the regular Duvel, and this one is just less fermented. I kind of doubt that, because like 6.8 going up to 8.5%, if there are that many residual sugars in this beer, it would be insanely sweet. And I think I also had a version of this back when they called it Duvel Green, and you could get it on tap more easily in America. I feel like I haven't seen it on tap in a long time, but they don't do the classic Duvel on tap because that requires like 2 fermentations and then a 3rd fermentation in the bottle, so it kind of needs to be out of a bottle. So one thing that's special about this is that they dry hop it with Citra hops. And the best by date, if you can see on there, is 2019, May 16th, 2019. So I'm guessing it was canned May 16th of 2018, not totally sure. So for a Belgian beer in a can, it's pretty fresh. So I'm sure I'll notice the dry hopping. I bet this is Duvel's replacement for the Duvel triple hop, which is where they kind of did a similar thing, but went the opposite direction with the ABV. They took their Duvel, put it in bottles, but made it 9.5% alcohol, and then they would use different interesting new hops in the dry hop, and I like that a lot, but I think this appeals more to the current craft beer drinker in Americans to do something lower alcohol and put it in a can and make it a little bit more affordable. So let's test it out. I did like the Duvel Green I had on tap years ago, which I think is basically the same thing as this, without the dry hopping. So very, very clear. No yeast in here, no natural carbonation, so there's no sediment. Really clear. It's like paler than a Pilsner. Pretty nice head still. Smelling a little bit of something, a little bit of spiciness already. Yes, their yeast is still, I would say, at the start of the show. The Citra is bringing in a little bit of a American dank fruity thing, but it still has their nice clean but spicy yeast. They don't make beers that are quite as sweet smelling, I feel like, at Duvel. They're not as banana or bubblegummy or juicy fruity. It's more, it has hints of those things with plenty of spice. A little bit of a muskiness in there. Some tea-like qualities. And it is still pretty dry and refreshing. Not super duper dry. Still has some body. But it is a perfect Duvel for the summer months if you want their classic yeast character. It comes across in this beer beautifully, even though it's only single fermented. And I guess it allows the hops to come out a bit more without all the sharpness of the alcohol. It finishes with a nice toasty, husky sort of malt. That's actually really nice. Yeah, that's really pleasant. There aren't too many somewhat clean, dry, hoppy Belgian blondes out there like this, except for if you go for like Duranca Double X Bitter, which is almost like way over the top. But this one is pretty reasonably priced. I think you should be able to get a can of this for under $5. I think it's pretty worth it, especially to get a really well-made Belgian beer. Yeah, it would be worth buying a whole 4-pack of this. And it does come in 4-pack cans with a plastic wrapping around it, so it probably can appeal to the American tall boy can lovers. But it's weird that it seems like Belgium has been doing that for a little while, even in a way that's been separate from the New England style IPA tall can craze. They've been throwing their wheat beers in cans, and Pilsner Urquell's been doing their Pilsner in the tall 4-pack cans for a long time now. And I really support that because a lot of this stuff, if it's supposed to be fresh and hoppy coming from Europe, put it in this that prevents light getting in there and skunking it and oxidation and stuff. And this one tastes really fresh. Yeah, I just love their yeast strain. It brings out some spicy notes that aren't quite super phenolic and medicinal in your face. It's black peppery, just not quite clove though. Just a hint of that, almost like a black peppery, fruity coriander. I know they don't use coriander in this, but Citra hops have a similar quality to coriander, and I feel like the combination of their Belgian yeast and the Citra hops makes it taste almost like it's got some Belgian white thing going on where they add orange peel and coriander, because Citra, of course, brings out the spiciness and a little bit of a citrus quality, like orange. Yeah. In this humid weather, this is really pleasant. I mean, it could be a touch drier for my tastes, but no, it doesn't need to be. It's really well done. Very good job, Duvel, and I hope you keep this up. Maybe you experiment with different dry hoppings. It doesn't really, it says Citra on the side here, but it doesn't advertise it as like a special thing, so I feel like this might be the recipe. If it's successful enough, they'll keep doing, which I would highly recommend to lots of people who are looking for something different. They want something Citra, dry hopped, but they want something that's Belgian-y, refreshing for the summer and of really high quality. This is the way to go. I think you should try it. Wherever you are in the world, almost, you could probably find some cans of this, but give it a try for sure, especially if you like the original Duvel, but it's going to be very different from what people in America are doing, except for the Citra dry hopping. But I'd give this one, 4.25. Very pleasant. Goodbye.